Game shows are great. We get trailers for exciting upcoming games, huge guests from the industry to talk about their current projects, and we even get surprise releases live whilst the show is happening. And sometimes we'll be shown a game that looks so impressive, so visually mind-blowing, that our excitement can barely be contained. The problem? It's been 10 years, we're now adults with grey hairs appearing, and the Steam page still says coming soon. How's it going, guys? I'm Liam, this is Instant Gaming, and today we're looking at the 10 games that need a release date ASAP. Starting at number 10, it might be the first game that came into your head when you clicked on this video, The Elder Scrolls 6. Back in 2018, we got a lovely little teaser trailer on this game, and when I say teaser, yeah, I do mean a teaser. A 35-second drift over the top of a mountain, ending with the title. To be fair to them, the music was great. It really had that Elder Scrolls feel to it. The graphics look nice, and as a big Elder Scrolls fan myself, it got me hyped. But 7 years and 19 million views later, there has been silence. We've had Starfield, we've had an Oblivion remake, and we'll likely get another Skyrim remake before we see the 6th installment of The Elder Scrolls. We don't know too much about the game. There has been plenty of speculation about the location and the protagonist, but we can safely assume it's going to feature races from wood elves to orcs, have a huge character creation menu, and it will most likely give us the freedom to join dark, mysterious groups with world-changing secrets to unravel. I guess until then, I'll rewatch the trailer for the 19th millionth time and cry. If you Google Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra, the top result is this game still happening? Which should tell you everything. The game is set in, you guessed it, 1943, and will feature, you guessed it, Marvel characters. Players will take control of Captain America and Black Panther, and whilst we haven't had a gameplay trailer yet, I'm excited. The story trailer is dark, gritty, and is everything you want from a Marvel game. It's also directed by one of the people behind the Uncharted games, Amy Hennig. So my hopes are way up. I mean, look at Black Panther just running along those rooftops like he's Ezio Auditore. Now we just need a release date more specific than 2026, or at the very, very least, we need some gameplay so I can justify being this excited for a game. This colourful and chaotic looking game is somehow already living rent-free in our heads, despite having no real release window. I remember seeing DokeV get announced back in 2021 and instantly started searching for any information I could on the game. It is a South Korean game that seems heavily influenced by Pokemon. The creatures are inspired by Korean mythology and folklore, and they push humans to go after their dreams, which help the creatures grow stronger for what I guess is essentially Pokemon battles. But even with the Pokemon style, this game looks crazy. It's open world, you seem to have lots of ways to get around, from skateboards to floating with an umbrella, and the graphics are nice. It's also from the developers Pearl Abyss, who made Black Desert, so you know it's going to be good. They did actually give a very vague update about DokeV, which would be a potential 2026 to 2027 release date, but at the moment it seems all of their resources are hard at work on Crimson Desert, which should also be releasing in 2026. Coming in at number 7 is, no surprise, is the title every gamer and non-gamer is waiting for, Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, this one actually has a release date at this time. It's May 26th, 2026, but I don't know. I don't know if I trust that. The date has been pushed back a few times, not to mention there's talk of the PC version coming a whole year after the console release. So I think it's safe to put GTA on this list. I'll be honest, even though it has been way too long of a wait, I know it's going to be worth every second. And the delay, whilst frustrating, does reaffirm the fact that Rockstar clearly wants everything to be perfect before it goes out. The trailers really give off the GTA vibe we've all been hoping for, the sun-drenched beaches, the glamorous nightlife, and that seedy underbelly. Not to mention all of the badass police chases, shootouts, and interesting characters. This is easily going to be Game of the Year, or at the very least, it will be my Game of the Year. Now, let's just hope that the release date holds. Coming in at number 6, we have Ark 2. And this isn't to be confused with Ark Raiders, which is dropping at the end of October this year. Ark 2 is an MMO survival game. When you join, you'll wake up in a primal world filled with dinosaurs, You'll need to either team up or take down other players and train dinos to do your bidding, all in your goal to achieve world domination or at the very least, survival. The trailer shows off huge rideable dinosaurs, and also Vin Diesel makes an appearance. So if you struggle to take over the world, at least you'll still have family. Ark 2 was initially slated for a 2022 launch, then delayed to 23, and then later targeted for a late 24. Now, Ark 2 is looking at a late 2027 release date, but even that is optimistic. Any longer and the dinosaurs will be going extinct for a second time. Planned for 2025, then pushed to 26. The scariest thing about Subnautica 2 so far is that we may not see it for years. We actually got a new teaser trailer back in July, and it does look great. I'm not sure how excited I am for more oxygen anxiety, but bring on the terrifying sea creatures and alien secrets. One of the biggest selling points here is you can explore this open water survival game alone or with friends. This is huge because a multiplayer mode has been the main talking point for the Subnautica fanbase. Of course, PC players can use mods for a co-op workaround, but now they won't need to. On top of that, there will be different biomes to check out, as well as some next level base building with friends. I'm not sure I'm going to trust my friends at all playing Subnautica 2. I don't do much surviving when they're around. At number 4 is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, another exciting looking game with another vague release window. Currently slated for 2025, but we are very quickly running out of months. Honestly, this game has been coming soon longer than some of you viewing this video have been alive. Nintendo has announced, cancelled, and restarted this game in what has felt like an endless cycle. On a lighter note, we did get to see an amazing trailer 5 months ago at Nintendo Direct. The music was, as described by YouTube's own subtitles, wondrous orchestral music. The graphics were stunning, then when Samus's feet touched down and the, as described by YouTube subtitles, grandiose orchestral jingle with vocals kicked in, it gave me goosebumps. Then rock music starts pumping and we get a look at some of the alien creatures that planet Vuros has to offer. On top of this, Samus gets granted ancient psychic abilities to throw aliens around, force doors open, and control the trajectory of her bullets with her mind. Yeah, this game needs a release date now, but with the way things have been going, we'll likely get Metroid Prime 5 before we see 4. Coming in at number 3 is State of Decay 3. We don't have an actual release window, but it's widely expected to launch at some time in 2026. State of Decay 3 is set years after the zombie apocalypse, and after venturing out, players will need to fight back the hordes to reclaim land and carve out a settlement for their group. We actually got an announcement trailer 5 years ago. The character did look badass, the frozen environment showed potential for better tracking, and then it ended with that horrific mutated zombie deer just screaming at us. Cut to 4 years later and we get an official trailer that looked even better, and it got my hopes up even further. It's gruesome, it's emotional and gritty, a zombie gets absolutely KO'd by a car door. This is everything I want from a zombie game, and I want it now. Sadly, we'll just have to hope that the release window of 2026 holds strong. This game looks insane. Sekiro on steroids is the only way to describe Phantom Blade Zero. The combat looks like a lot of fun, it's quick. I mean, it looks like we're going to need some frame perfect timing for some of the moves. And before you say it, no, it's not a Souls-like game. It's actually a fast-paced action role-playing game from a third-person perspective. The story campaign is strictly a single-player experience, but apparently there will be certain endgame content available to play with your friends. So if you haven't heard of Phantom Blade Zero, the player assumes the role of Soul, an elite assassin in the service of an elusive and powerful organization known as the Order. He has 2 primary weapons and 2 secondary weapons, and each one powers up to charge a separate ultimate ability. So if you can't tell from the trailer, it's a game that will have a crazy variety in terms of combat. The downside, however, is we still don't have a solidified release date, but it is speculated to drop at some point in 2026. And last but not least, at number 1, we have Light No Fire, the latest game from Hello Games, the team behind No Man's Sky. We all know how ambitious these guys are when it comes to world size, and they're really not holding back with Light No Fire. The game is set on a procedurally generated world the size of Earth. You heard that right. You'll be slaying skeletons and building bases with a group of your friends on a fantasy planet the size of our planet. The idea of that alone is mind-blowing, but there's also a whole underwater world to explore too. It looks like you'll be able to fly on mounts from dragons to giant pigeons, have loyal subjects as you build your kingdom, you'll be running medieval weapons like swords and bows, and on top of all of this, the game just looks stunning. I would love to say Light No Fire is shaping up to at least look like a masterpiece, but let's address the elephant in the room. Hello Games didn't have such a great run when they initially released No Man's Sky. There were a lot of issues straight out of the gate, which is the only reason I'm not as hyped as I should be for this game. Now, admittedly, they did turn things around and No Man's Sky is doing very well now. But I'd say Hello Games still have some trust to earn with new releases. Hopefully, Light No Fire will be the one to do it because it looks incredible. On to the sad news, the reason you're watching this video. Light No Fire was announced in 2023 and still has no confirmed release date. There's a lot of speculation of a late 2025 to early 2026 release, but that's all it is at this point, just speculation. Sadly, we'll just have to wait for more news. And that is all 10 games that need a release date ASAP. So what games are you most excited for from the list, or not from the list? Let me know down in the comments and we'll start a discussion. Now for all things gaming, don't forget to subscribe to Instant Gaming. You can check out our website for great deals on new releases at instant-gaming.com. And as always, thanks for watching.